Hi there, I'm Mike. What I have for you today is a Star Wars The Black Series video. I recently got these in the mail from Amazon. Surprise, surprise, they were shipped in a bubble wrap kind of envelope, but surprisingly, it got to me in a very good condition. This is the Bounty Hunter 2-pack from the 40th anniversary line of Black Series figures from Empire Strikes Back. They announced this maybe like a month or so ago, and it just came out. Essentially what this is a re-release of the 4-LOM and Zuckuss figures, but with the classic kind of Kenner colorings like they had back in the old Power of the Force days in the late 70s, early 80s, like the vintage figure line. This is something they started doing with Boba Fett last summer as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. And I missed out on that, and I didn't really care at the time, but now that I have these two, I kind of do care. I like the idea that Hasbro is sort of returning to the more retro roots to the action figures. There definitely was a certain style back then that is missing now. They traded that style in for realism, which I appreciate, but it's also fun to have homages from back in the day. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. First of all, they came in this nice box. So it's a complete shipper box. The back here is actually a little explanation, because if you'll notice, the names are backwards here. This says 4-LOM, this is Zuckuss, but this is Zuckuss and this is 4-LOM. So what happened here is that when Kenner introduced the two characters, the names got somehow reversed on the packaging. But since the two bounty hunters were not identified in the film, like they were in the film, but they weren't specifically named, the switch was not immediately noticed. When the mix-up was finally caught and corrected in 1989, Zuckuss and 4-LOM finally got their rightful identities. In this exclusive set, we are paying homage to the first appearance of these bounty hunters that puzzled so many for years, with replicas of the original packaging, switched names and all. So again, they're just kind of keeping to that original packaging aesthetic with the backwards names. And there are people to this day that call this 4-LOM and this guy Zuckuss because of those original name changes. You know, Kenner even admitted that was a mistake, but they're so set in this that those will always be their names to them, and that's a life choice those people can make. It's not one that I readily agree with or identify with, but you know, whatever, it's fine, it's toys, who cares? But so I like the little product shots on the sides right here. So again, these are colored like the classic Kenner figures. Now, I don't have the classic Kenner ones to kind of show you. I don't really collect vintage figures. I just don't have room, space, or time to. But in here are both figures. These are Black Series, so again, they're 6-inch scaled. So I know there's always someone that asks, what are these? Are these 6-inch or 3.75? Listen, if it's Black Series, it's always 6-inch now. The 3.75-inch Black Series line hasn't existed for a while. So we have them both in their package, Zuckuss, 4-LOM. I'm contemplating not opening these, but I think I'm going to anyway, because my wife thinks it's weird when people don't open their toys, and one of the only reasons she was okay with me having so many toys is that I actually opened them. But what I do have here are the regular retail release versions, so you can kind of see what they look like. So this came out in the normal line. I think it came out in one of the solo waves, and then this guy was an exclusive to Toys R Us, and then since Toys R Us went under, he became an exclusive to the Disney store, and then he started showing up at GameStop. So there's a couple different ways you could get this guy, but he wasn't released in like the main line. This one was, but he was always pretty hard to get. But you'll notice he does match the packaging a lot, but not this. This has more kind of muted plain colors. I actually like the face here a little better. This one, the cloak looks like a different material. I'm going to open it up and find out, but it's definitely darker here. This looks similar to this, not this. So it seems to me like this might be more movie accurate just based on this photo here. The problem with these bounty hunters is they're very popular, but they're also in the movie for a total of maybe 3 minutes, probably not even that much. So it's really kind of a blink and you'll miss it kind of thing. But if you're sort of a diehard Empire Strikes Back fan like I am, Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars movie. You definitely have to get the bounty hunters. I'm gonna go ahead and start opening these now. The way I open them is I just kind of cut along the lines down here. I like to leave most of the bubble intact just so I can kind of reclose it up. I'm cutting towards myself. No, I shouldn't do that, but I do it anyway every time. I should have changed out my background over the course of just doing photo shoots and sitting here for a couple weeks not being used. It got all kind of wrinkled and crinkled, and I really should have replaced it, but I didn't, so I don't know. I don't really care that much. I'm gonna pull out his gun here, blaster, whatever. Put that right there. Now, I've done reviews for all of these, so if you're coming here expecting a full-on review, that's not what this is. I'm just kind of opening it up and giving you my thoughts on this. If you want to see my full reviews, I reviewed both of these figures on my channel. But one of the fun facts is this was the first protocol droid that Hasbro made with elbows that could move, which was just kind of, it's nice. They made a couple C-3POs without movable elbows, and that was a weird choice on Hasbro's part. They eventually fixed it. Now they just have to fix their problem with astromech droids being too small and take away that stupid leg lowering, head turning gimmick, and they'll be good to go. I'm gonna call this Zuckuss. I know the packaging says 4-LOM, whatever, 4-LOM, but I'm just making a mess here. I can't call them the wrong thing because that's not how I grew up. I always liked this blaster. It's sort of a weird kind of sawed-off shotgun looking thing. And then we'll put down here the first release of 4-LOM here. The biggest difference is these are movie accurate. These are toy accurate, which were, again, not movie accurate. But I do actually... While, again, this is great, especially with the movie accuracy, something about this, I just really like this better. Let me get this kind of up close here. I like the head on this a lot. There's a little bit of paint scuffing here that's also here. Yeah, overall, there's less detail, in the paint apps. But that's, again, sort of the charm of what the figure is all about. But other than that, they are the exact same figure. They have the same molding. This is definitely more of like a clothy material, whereas this one feels a little bit more vinyl-y. It's not, but it's a weird finish. It's just darker. He's got darker colors, but other than that, they're the same. But again, that's just kind of the appeal of this line. Some people just have that affinity to the original retro figures, but they still like the 6-inch collectibles, so they kind of want a little bit of both worlds. And again, they started that back in the last summer with the Boba Fett. Now, I don't have the Kenner colored Boba Fett, and I wish I did, because I'd like to start a little collection of that. So I really hope that Hasbro releases the Kenner colored Boba Fett. That way we could get just kind of an all Kenner colored bounty hunter set. But I wouldn't want them to do that with every figure. I think that would be too crazy. But I think popular figures like this, really, it could go a long way. And I think that'd be a cool little subline to have, kind of retro themed figures. Just in case you're curious, I've got Bosk here. And then my favorite here is actually Dengar. And easily the worst one is IG-88. He's just, look, mine's just been standing on the shelf here, but his leg has warped for no reason, just because of the material they make this figure out of. It's awful. This figure is terrible. I don't understand what Hasbro was thinking when they made this figure. This is my, it's not a review, it's just kind of an overview to show you what you're getting. I'm pretty sure this 2-pack was just $40. It might have been 50, but I'm pretty sure it was 40. I don't even remember anymore. I got it off Amazon, but it was available. I think it was supposed to be an Amazon exclusive, and then Amazon ended up not putting it out when they should have. So Hasbro stepped in and put it out. But yeah, I ended up getting this from Amazon. I got it while I was away. I just opened it up on my live stream, but this is the first time I'm actually opening it. So I'm going to get these on my shelf. I don't know where I'm going to put them. Obviously, I'm going to keep these two with my Bounty Hunter collection on my shelf. I might put these with just my Empire Strikes Back figures. I don't mind having multiple Zuckusses and 4-LOMs or whatever on my shelf, but I do have to kind of figure out where I'm gonna put them. But yeah, so that's my overview of the Bounty Hunter 2-pack from the 40th anniversary line of Star Wars The Black Series figures. Did you get these? Do you care about it? I don't know. It's a very niche line. I think maybe there are people here that didn't end up buying these, because I know this guy was kind of hard to find. This one was hard to find for a little bit. I think of all the bounty hunters, these two might be two of the harder ones to find. So it might be nice for some people to grab this if they don't mind that there's different colors. I actually like his gun better than here. I don't like this gray. I like the darker color right there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting this far. I'm gonna try to get some more videos out. I have been gone, but I'm back. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get some more videos out before I get, overwhelmed with new figure releases. I'm gonna try to get them out, but I got a lot of unboxings coming up. I got a couple Black Series figures coming out. So if you want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I'm gonna have more coming out. There's also a bunch of other stuff on my channel you might want to look. Again, I have done full-on reviews of these, so if you want to see more of a review style, you can go check that out. I'd like to take a moment to thank these people here on my Patreon page for supporting me on Patreon. It's very nice of you guys, especially since I haven't been making videos a lot lately, but I've been gone with personal family business. But I'm back, and we'll see how this goes. But thanks for watching. Thanks for getting this far. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.